Hello. In this video, we are going to see the types of reagents which are very much useful to predict the products in general organic chemistry. So, for that purpose, we have to see types of reagents. See what are they? So, the topic is types of reagents commonly used in organic reactions. They are electrophiles and nucleophiles. Electrophiles and nucleophiles. Let's see one by one. What are electrophiles? See, electrophiles are the reagents which can accept an electron pair. A pair of electrons, it has to accept a pair of electrons. So, these are commonly known as Lewis acids. See, what are Lewis acids? We have seen in acids and bases chapter, but once again let us try to recollect them. See, some cations, for example, H plus, Al plus 3, etc., or some neutral molecules, say BF3, AlCl3, etc., and some organic molecules having multiple bonds between different atoms, like C double bond O. Here, because of difference in electronegativity, oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. So, oxygen gets delta minus, carbon gets delta plus. Because of this charge, it can accept an electron pair. So, this can act as an electrophilic center. So, in general, electrophiles are defined as electron loving agents, but remember, it is defined with respect to a pair of electrons. Electrophile is, see, an electron pair accepting reagent. Okay, so in that way we can define electrophiles. Next, the most important concept. See, so this is a very useful reagent in predicting products in nucleophilic reactions. They may be substitution reactions or addition reactions, whatever it may be. So now we are going to see about nucleophile. Nucleophile is an electron pair donor. Electron pair donor. That is, it acts as a Lewis base. Lewis base. See, for example, negatively charged particles. Negatively charged particles. For example, OH minus, or if it is a neutral species, see, it is neutral molecules in which central atom has a lone pair of electrons like NH3 or H2S, like that, oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen, such molecules can act as nucleophiles. Or if you look at organic molecules generally having multiple bonds between like atoms. like C double bond C, bonds of same atom, generally carbon atoms. C triple bond C. These also act as Lewis bases. So in general, this is a nucleophile. A nucleophile is defined as an electron pair donor. Okay, but here let's see some important points how to identify a nucleophile. What are the factors that influence nucleophilicity of a species? These are the things to be seen, because in chemical reactions there may be a competition between two or more nucleophiles. To find out the product, what to be considered, nucleophile 1 or 2 or 3, so on. So that depends on conditions also. Which is the better nucleophile among the given, the best nucleophile among the given, we have to choose that. From that you can predict. Of course, that depends on the reaction conditions also, right? So for that purpose, let's see how nucleophilicity of a species depends on different factors. See, one of the factors is electronegativity. Electronegativity of donor atom. See, for example, if for nitrogen, oxygen, if electronegativity, see, this is the common sense, common thing. See, what is meant by electronegativity? Tendency of an atom to attract bond pair of electrons towards itself. Electronegativity is more, means it that atom strongly holds the bond pair of electrons. If it strongly holds, then its tendency to give up electron pair decreases. Means its nucleophilicity decreases. Therefore, if electronegativity increases, nucleophilicity or nucleophilic nature of a species decreases. If electronegativity of donor atom increases, nucleophilicity of that species decreases. For example, NH3 and H2O. See, remember that it doesn't depend on the number. See, you have to look at the tendency to give up electron pair. See, here N is less electron negative than oxygen atom. So it can easily donate an electron pair. So NH3 is a stronger nucleophile than water. Okay. Similarly, if you compare H2O and H2S, which is better nucleophile, sulfur. If you compare H2S and NH3, which is better H2S, like that you can compare the nucleophilicity. And next one is charge on the donor atom. Magnitude of charge or negative charge. Generally, nucleophiles means they are negatively charged species generally. Magnitude of negative charge on the donor atom. See, for example, NH2 minus NH3. Here, donor atom is nitrogen atom in both cases. Same. So you cannot look at the electronegativity. Donor atom is same. So in such cases, it has more loosely bound electron pair. This is extra pair. Nuclear attraction on this is less. Extra electrons are there. So because of that, because of less affinity or less attraction of nucleus on this electron pair, it can easily give up to the other species, electron deficient species. Therefore, negatively charged species is more nucleophilic than the corresponding neutral molecule. Similarly, OH minus is stronger than H2O. Okay. And another one. Another factor which decides nucleophilicity of a species. See this? Let's work out with an example. H2O and an alcohol. See, in both cases, donor atom is oxygen atom. What's the difference? Here we have alkyl. Here comparatively, this hydrogen. The difference in the nature of alkyl and hydrogen is alkyl is an electron donating group. Electron donating group. So this group increases the donating nature of this atom, oxygen atom. So if donating nature increases means what does it mean? Its nucleophilicity increases. That's all. So if donor atoms are bonded to the, if electron donating groups are bonded to the atom nucleophilic center, then nucleophilicity of that species increases. Right? That is general trends. Okay. Similarly, if you take, okay, let's take effect of solvent on nucleophilicity. So this is the most important thing to be seen. Effect of solvent. See, generally we use in reactions, we need polar solvents. Particularly we are looking at the effect of polar solvent on nucleophilicity because non-polar solvents do nothing. See, among polar solvents, first look at the types of polar solvents. Among polar solvents, there are two types. One is, see, polar protic solvents. Another one is polar aprotic solvents. Polar protic means they consist of proton. They are able to give up H plus. So for example, H2O, NH3, alcohol, amines, etc. Whereas polar aprotic solvents, here you can also include acetic acid. This is also used as a solvent. All these can give up H plus. They have polar hydrogen on which delta plus is present. Polar aprotic solvents. See, these are polar, but they are aprotic, means there is no proton. For example, acetone, see, CH3, C double bond O. Because of this, see here it has delta minus and it is delta plus because of difference in electronegativity. Difference in electronegativity, this connect as, this is polar, but there is no hydrogen having delta plus like protic solvents, or DMF, dimethyl formamide. See, formamide related to formic acid, amide, if it is NH2, that is formamide. Dimethyl, two hydrogens are replaced by two methyls. There is no protic hydrogen, but this is polar. Such solvents are said to be polar aprotic solvents. Okay. In addition to these, see, crown ethers also act as they come under polar aprotic solvents. What are crown ethers? Crown ethers are the cyclic ethers containing at least 4 oxygens in the ring. For example, like this, at least 4 oxygens. Number of carbon atoms may be different. See, like that. So these also act as polar aprotic solvents. Now let's see effect of these solvents on the nucleophilicity of species. See, this is also very much useful in predicting the products. Solvent role. See, solvent also plays a role in the formation of a product. Okay, that's fine. Now see, let's take polar protic and aprotic solvents. We know that if you take halides, among halides, what is the general trend? See, F minus, Cl minus, Br minus, I minus. What do you say, which is the best nucleophile among these? Generally a student says I minus, because see, we use aqueous solutions. Aqueous means that the solvent is water. It's nothing but a polar protic solvent. Now we have to see why. I minus is a strong nucleophile in water, but not in polar aprotic solvents. That is the point going to be seen here. See this. Now let's consider water. Say this is water. An example for polar protic solvent. See, consider F minus in water and I minus in water. That is the condition taken. So because of polar OH group, so all protic solvents, polar protic solvents have hydrogen with a delta plus. So because of that, see, they are able to form hydrogen bond with this, with the negatively charged species, or with the nucleophile, even if it has a lone pair. For example, ammonia. Even if you take ammonia, even with nitrogen, it can form hydrogen bond. Okay. Now see this. See here, it can form strong hydrogen bonds with the donor atom. Protic solvents form hydrogen atom, means that the donor atom is surrounded by a large number of solvent molecules. Whereas if you come to this I minus case, it is larger in size, and the probability for the formation of hydrogen bond is less weak bond when compared to this. If you compare the strengths of these two hydrogen bonds, in case of I minus, this hydrogen bond strength is less because of its size. Distance increases. If distance increases according to Coulomb's law, F is directly proportional to Q1 Q2 by D square. If D increases, force of attraction decreases. So because of that, here degree of hydration is less. Degree of hydration is less for I minus. Therefore, degree of, in general, solvation. Let's say in terms of solvation. Here solvent, if solvent is water, that is called a degree of hydration. If solvent is ammonia, degree of ammoniation, like that. If degree of solvation, the degree of solvation is more in case of smaller ion or larger ion. It's very clear according to Coulomb's law. Here degree of solvation is more. So that is inversely, if size decreases, degree of solvation increases, inversely proportional to size of donor atom. Okay. If degree of solvation increases, what is its influence on the nucleophilicity? See, If it is surrounded by more number of solvent molecules, now tell me, say this is electron deficient center. How can this electron deficient center can approach this one? Because of large number of solvent molecules. It cannot easily approach this. Cannot easily approach this means it cannot easily give up. Means its nucleophilicity decreases. Therefore, see, if size decreases, degree of solvation increases and nucleophilicity decreases. So, inversely proportional to nucleophilicity. This is happening in case of whatever it may be here. So, if degree of solvation, that is inversely proportional to size, because of surrounding of large number of solvent molecules, this nucleophile cannot easily donate an electron pair to the electron deficient center. So, its nucleophilicity decreases. So, that is the happening here. Now, tell me relatively which is better nucleophile? I minus. I minus relatively it is larger. If size increases, C, nucleophilicity increases, right? So, now compare F minus, Cl minus, Br minus, I minus. From left to right, size increases. Therefore, degree of solvation decreases. If degree of solvation decreases, nucleophilicity increases. So, among these, the strongest nucleophile is I minus. Strongest nucleophile is I minus. Okay. So, in a polar protic solvent, this is the order of nucleophilicity. Now, let's see the effect of polar aprotic solvent. Polar aprotic solvent. For example, DMF, dimethyl formamide, or a DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide. This is dimethyl sulfoxide, like that. Okay. There is no positively charged hydrogen atom. So, these are aprotic solvents. Like that, we can take some other solvents. Now, let us consider F minus in DMSO or DMF, I minus in DMSO. Now, come to this here. In DMSO, it has delta minus and this one has a delta plus. That is the condition, situation. Now, see F minus, let us write here. F minus is a smaller ion and DMSO, this is a double bond O and it is associated with methyls. It is the positive center, this is the negative center. Attractions are developed here. But because of large size, so what about the degree of large size of solvent molecule? What about degree of hydration? Now look at this larger size of nucleophile, DMSO. Delta plus, delta minus. It has a larger surface area, whereas this one is small, it has smaller surface area. So it cannot accommodate more number of solvent molecules. Cannot accommodate means degree of solvation is less. Degree of solvation is less for this. Here degree of solvation is more. Degree of solvation is less. If size is less, here degree of solvation is less. Here degree of solvation is more. Means here the situation is different for protic, and we are talking about aprotic solvents. In protic solvents, this condition is different. If degree of solvation is less, it is surrounded, that is, it is surrounded by less number of solvent molecules. And see, an electron deficient, to an electron deficient can easily donate its electron pair. But for this, its probability decreases. Now see, so in a protic, in a polar aprotic solvent, in a polar aprotic solvent, polar aprotic solvent, what's happening? From left to right, size increases, and see, degree of solvation here increases. This is different from a polar aprotic solvent. In that case, it is reversed. It is very clear from this explanation. Okay, degree of solvation increases. Next, therefore, if degree of solvation increases, what about nucleophilicity? Decreases. Nucleophilicity decreases. Therefore, see, which is the strongest nucleophile? F minus. Okay. So in that way, if a polar aprotic solvent is given, we have to treat with F minus. That is the best nucleophile. If a polar protic solvent is given, so among this, the best nucleophile is I minus. Okay. Now see, what does it mean? Let's write once again. In a polar protic solvent, F minus, Cl minus, Br minus, I minus. Left to right, what's happened? Nucleophilicity increases. See, completely reversed for that. Here it decreases, here it increases. Okay. So let's take one question here. It's very clear. F minus in water or DMSO means this is polar protic solvent or this is polar aprotic solvent. In which solvent it acts as a good nucleophile. It acts as a good nucleophile. That's the question. It's very clear. In water, because of hydrogen bond, its charge, it is surrounded by more number of solvent molecules. Its charge, see, is dispersed. Its negative charge is dispersed among several solvent molecules. Therefore, relatively magnitude of charges also decreases. Nucleophilicity decreases. Therefore, F minus is a good nucleophile in DMSO, polar aprotic solvent. Okay, so this is about reagents. Reagents, nucleophile and electrophile. And we have to see one more point regarding nucleophilicity. See what we have seen, electronegativity. magnitude of charge on the donor atom, effect of solvent, and size of group bonded to donor atom. See, for example, let's work out with an example. CH3O minus, and see, this is a tertiary butyl group, and it is said to be tertiary butoxide. This is methyl plus oxide, methoxide. In both cases, donor atom is same and magnitude of charge is same, but only the difference is the size of alkyl bonded to it. Generally, what do you expect? If size of alkyl increases, plus I effect increases, electron donating nature of this group increases. So we expect that it is the better nucleophile. But in fact, this is stronger than this. Why? The reason is steric hindrance caused by bulky group. Steric hindrance caused by bulky group. Because of this bulky group, it cannot easily approach the electron deficient center. Cannot approach easily means it cannot donate easily. So that's why it is a weaker nucleophile than methoxide. So this is the order in from left to right. Nucleophilicity decreases, but one thing is basic nature increases. Why? See, basic nature is measured. It is a donating capacity of a species, an electron pair, donating capacity of a species to H plus. H plus is the smallest group, smallest ion. So it can easily approach this one. Can easily approach this one means it can easily give up electron pair. So naturally this is stronger because of this group. But in case of other nucleophilic electron deficient centers, so because of steric problem, it cannot easily donate electron pair. So what is the difference between these two, nucleophilicity and the basicity? Basicity is defined the ability of a species to give up an electron pair to H plus, or the capability of a species to attract H plus. That is basic nature. Nucleophilicity is defined particularly in carbon chemistry. Defined the ability of a species to donate an electron pair to an electron deficient center other than H plus. If electron deficient center is H plus, in that case that is said to be base. In other cases, same thing is said to be nucleophile. That is the thing to be seen, right? So this is about reagents. In this part we have seen types of reagents. In the next video, let's see about how are they useful in future videos. How are these reagents are useful in predicting the chemical reactions. Okay, right? Let's stop at this.